Okay, so I'm the second negative speaker. First of all, I want to clarify a few gray areas about the hospice argument. My opponents first claim that hospices are only there to alleviate pain and hide and shadow the pain, and not to cure it. We also said something along the lines of that. However, there's actually been a new policy put forth by the United States Department of Health and Human Services that in order to be a participant under the Medicare and Medicaid programs, a hospice not only must provide pain treatments, but now also must find curative treatments as well. So that's talking about, hospices, they now need to actually put forth an effort to find, or maybe just help with some of the cures that some of their patients are undergoing. So hospices are not only a place to have comfort and finish your life, but this new policy is making them find some cures. Okay, so on the case of the organ issues being the policy that they would want to follow, there's a couple flaws with that. First of all, the Oregon law requires the Oregon Health Division to collect information and publish an annual statistical report about assisted suicide deaths. However, the law contains no penalties for healthcare providers who fail to report information to the Oregon Health Division, and it has no regulatory authority to ensure the submission of this information. So cases that go wrong under euthanasia, and it does happen, will probably unlikely to be reported. And that's found under the internationaltaskforce.org website. Also, another flaw with the Oregon's laws is that it requires patients to be assessed by 2 different doctors to confirm that they have less than 6 months to live. However, in one case, it was found that there was a lapse of up to 466 days from upon request to get the suicide death bills, showing that not only do people who are terminal and who deserve the right to get the bills, but also people who are non-terminal, seeing as how 466 days constitutes about a year and a half, way over the 6-month period. That also brings me to the fact that it's pretty much almost impossible to evaluate a person's life within 6 months, whether if they're terminal or not. And that's a key component argued by many physicians and doctors within the Southern Cross Bioethics Institute on their paper and report of euthanasia and physician-assisted suicide. A problem if this policy was implemented would be the slippery slope issue. The slippery slope issue is kind of just a snowball effect to where if you started to implement euthanasia within any state of the United States or anywhere else, it kind of snowballs into a distorted effect where what we accept for the conditions of euthanasia will grow into proportions that are actually somewhat immoral. For instance, when euthanasia started in the Netherlands, it was only to be used for terminally ill patients who wouldn't live past the next year. However, a new citizens group emerged in the Netherlands saying, with a proposition to be proposed, all Dutch people over 70 years of age who feel tired of life should have the right to professional help in ending it. Now that has no significance of terminally ill. That just sounds like they're bored with life and they want to die. So they're trying to expand who is able to get the assisted suicide. And like Netherlands, this could happen also anywhere else that allows or legalizes euthanasia. One major goal of euthanasia proponents is that they seek to have euthanasia considered as a medical treatment. Another example of the slippery slope. In 1995 study, Dutch doctors reported ending lives of 948 patients who were without their request. And that brings up the involuntary euthanasia issue, which goes along with the slippery slope. Voluntary euthanasia is what my opponents are arguing for, where the patient consents to their own death. However, within the Netherlands, it's grown out of hand because of the slippery slope that many of the deaths are actually involuntary now. Almost 1,000 patients were killed without their request. And just like the Netherlands, this could easily happen within the United States, in the current states, Oregon and Washington, that do implement euthanasia. And then another argument that my opponents came about was that people have the free choice under the Constitution to end their lives if they wanted to. However, the Supreme Court determined in 1997 that assisted suicide is not a right protected by the Constitution. And this was found by the physicians and doctors behind the report of euthanasia and physician-assisted suicides under the Southern Cross Bioethics Institute. And that's about it.